You know, the interesting thing about public education is everyone has an opinion on public education, yet when we get to these elections, only 4 to 6% of our electorate is actually voting. I don't think that makes sense. I think that public education has to be first and foremost an important issue for our community and for our lives. So for you folks out here today, I really appreciate it. I want to talk to you a little bit about who I am, very briefly, and then get into some of the issues. I've been married to my wife, Pauline Lucero Esquibel, a behavioral therapist who works with abused kids and children over the last 22 years. We have 3 children. I've lived in this district for 29 years. I was a graduate at UNM, undergrad in law school. I'm an attorney in private practice where I represent school districts throughout the state, not in APS, but throughout the state. I've also represented charter schools. I have a very good understanding of how schools operate, the dynamics between boards and administrations. I was recognized last year as one of the top lawyers in First Amendment law throughout the country. I'm one of the best lawyers in America. I've been active in my community. I've been members of PBJ, Family Services, National Hispanic Cultural Center Foundation Board. I've been a youth coach in basketball, baseball, soccer. I've done those things out in the community. First and foremost, though, I'm my mother's son, and I'm very proud to say that. I lost my mother 3 years ago after I took care of her for 3 years before she passed away. And she had a very profound effect on me. And that profound effect on me goes back to where she was a room mother back in the 2nd grade in 1972. And if you go on my website, I have her room mother certificate. And it was important to her to keep that because she was proud of being involved in the school. I kept it because it reminds us how important it is for us as parents to be involved in our school. So one of my things is I have a busy law practice, I have a family, but it's my priority to be involved in the school. I've got 3 kids. I've got a daughter, Graciela, who's a senior at Albuquerque High School. 10 years ago, we tested her for gifted, and if you're a parent, you think your kid is the smartest kid in the world. We tested her, she didn't quite hit that score, and I was crushed. Well, 10 years later, she's graduating with a 4.6 GPA at Albuquerque High School. She's applying to the best universities across this country, and I asked why. And it's because she's had very good teachers, very good principals, very good staff people, educational assistants who've allowed her to get to that point. And I, for one, don't believe you have to take a sledgehammer to APS to improve it. I have another daughter who's a 9th grader. I got to keep on her. There's a process called iParent that you can check on your kids' progress. I do that. It's very important as a parent that you keep on your kids. That's the type of kid I got to keep on. She's lovely, good-hearted, but if I don't keep up with her homework, she's not going to keep up with her homework. And finally, about 8.5 years ago, a little boy came into our life who was 8 months old. Very long story. We ended up adopting him. He's now a 3rd grader, wonderful kid who has a learning disability. So I have one kid with 4.6 and another kid with learning disability. I understand throughout our system how things work well within APS and how things sometimes don't work within APS. So I think that's what we have to do. We have to recognize the good we're doing and the things that substantially need improvement. But I don't think it goes one way or another. And I think my example with my kids demonstrates that. We have to address an achievement gap. Our graduation rates, you don't see this, but our graduation rates have gone from the 50s to nearing 70%. We've hit achievement, my time's running up here.